there's the purist, you know, the decentralized purist. It's like people that love like hip hop, and they'll tell you that like, you know, like Talib Kweli or like Killer Mike is like the best rapper ever, and I think they're amazing rappers. But they won't listen to anything else because they're like, no, this is rap. Like that shit over there isn't rap. Like this is rap. And I think there's a lot of that going on in blockchain Web3 world. Like what's that about?
Backpacking, yeah.
A lot of backpack blockchainers.
Backpack blockchainers.
We back. We black.
Yes, we are black and back. Both East Coast native living in California. He's in LA. I'm in San Diego. Two somethings in a pot.
If you came for serious shit, and if you came to be educated, you came to the wrong fucking place, buddy.
Only on the Dom Jackson Experience.
Oh man, oh man.
We are here. Stateside.
Stateside. We've been traveling, making moves, traveling the world on planes. We ain't rich though.
On planes. We ain't rich yet.
Yet.
Ain't
That's
rich
what I meant to say.
yet.
Yes. Yet. The capital Y.
Yes. Yet.
Where you been at, bro?
Oh shit. I've been all over the fucking world, a whole different time zone and shit. So like I said, I think like 2 or 3 pods ago, before we just disappeared off the face of the earth, I was
we straight up
before we had our breakthrough.
Yeah.
For the, we came back in time. We came back in time for the merge. So.
We did.
So like I said, I went to Zanzibar. It's in Tanzania, which is in Africa. So it was wintertime over there, first of all. I was over there filming. Yeah, it's wintertime. Like, I was so far at the season change, dog. They're like, yeah, this is winter. So, like, it was about the same weather as in San Diego right now, but it was their wintertime. So,
okay. So it wasn't like snowfall and motherfuckers.
No.
Igloos and shit.
No. But it's still, like, it was technically their wintertime, though, because, like, on the other half of the world, they have opposite seasons than we have, which kind of fucked me up, too.
I didn't even know that. Shit. I didn't know. I had no idea. Damn. See? This is why you can't attention to school kids. You said it can't be summer everywhere?
Yeah.
That's a fact, bro. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Like, we can't be on the same side of the side all the time. But anyway, I'll keep it real brief, but still impactful at the same time. Went out to Zanzibar to film some stuff for DJ the Money Coach, one of my clients. He had some property out there, so like some things that he has, like some property out there. So I was out there helping furnish and set up stuff for one of his condos. Then he had a bunch of people that are also invested in some of the property there too. So we had like a big group of people that are on his team, including me and a bunch of investors there. So about 20 of us in total, including JR from Noir Capital. Shout out JR gang.
Yo, shout out
out
JR.
There.
Yes, sir.
Out there in Zanzibar, and you know, having a great time, eating the food, great culture, very much, you know, a lot of things people think about Africa. Certain things definitely were similar as far as like the more naturalness and like underdevelopedness in certain spots. People still working on dirt roads. People living in unfinished houses, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yep.
But as a whole, like there was way more homeless people in California than there was out there. Like as far as like it was more natural out there as far as like the utilities and services and stuff and internet signal. But everything else was like California definitely looked more like what the hell are you people doing over here kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I feel you.
I really like that all the food there was made from the island, so everything that was fish, meat, fruit, anything you ate was from there, so had a different flavor, different texture. It was like amazing having that. One of the funnier things that happened was that I had to I was out there to buy some stuff for the condo too, so I was filming and doing stuff, so I had to go out to a lot of local spots. But one of the biggest things that I really liked and also fucking hated at the same time was that everything was a goddamn hustle out there. So people were working hard trying to get it, which was amazing. Bartering. But they were trying to get it at my expense, so it wasn't amazing for me.
Yeah, and they knew you weren't a local, so they're like, "Oh, we gonna get this.
Yeah, so
we gonna get this dude."
Exactly. And one of the prime examples was that I was going to buy a shower curtain and a shower rod for the condo out there, and I went to the spot, and we had somebody else's team had a VA that they pay to be their VA, which is a virtual assistant for anybody that doesn't know what a VA is. And the VA actually lived in Tanzania in the mainland. So I actually got to meet like the VA in real life, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's like a sick, like, oh snap, like this is the homie, but he's real. He's real. He's not the homie, but he's like the VA that's like, you know, it was serendipitous.
Ooh, good work.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm getting better. You go to Zanzibar, you get new words and shit. So I was there, and I went to buy a shower curtain. And it was me and him at first, and I was telling him what I wanted to get, because some of the shop speakers, they speak English, like, you know, it's better. The more English you speak, the more money you make, but it's still not on a level that, like, I could have used.
Got it.
Or if they understood me enough, then they can get me enough too, though.
That's
so
facts.
we go to the spot, and I'm trying to get a shower curtain and a shower rod. Talking to the guy, like, blah, 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 that's what I need. We get this stuff. He's like, all right, cool, $50. He said it in their money, which is shillings, but I'm not gonna use $50 because it makes more sense for the story. So like, it's $50, and I'm like, bro, that doesn't make any sense. The shower curtain, the shower rod should be $50. That makes no sense.
$50 US?
Yes, $50 US. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
It was the shillings equivalent, but $50 US, and I'm like, bro, that makes no sense. So he's like, oh, hold on, my bad, I had my math wrong. $42, and I was like.
Yeah, that's that U.S. tax. He's like, oh,
that's the U.S. tax.
That's that tourist tax, bro.
So then we left, and we go over two buildings over to a similar shop, set up, bathroom stuff. Go in there. He talks. The homie talks. Just speak straight Swahili, nothing else. $17.
That's what they speak on.
Same stuff. They speak Swahili. Yes.
Oh, okay, good to know.
They speak Swahili. I should put that in there too. They speak Swahili. Their money is shillings. Shillings are $1 at the moment was 2,300 shillings. So conversion rate was pretty high, but at the same time, the inflation rate was high there too. So, you know, you could buy things, most things that were like anything that was like almost like a food was probably anything that was still in like the 1,000 to 5,000 shillings area. You can get like a small plate of food. But if you wanted to buy anything, even like a notebook or like a fucking... like something small, but like normal. If you want to buy a book bag, it'd probably be in like that 10,000 shillings mark. So it still wasn't like our numbers. I had to adjust to the numbers out there because the price point was so different for a lot of things. I wanted to buy a fridge, and they told me it was 2.5 million shillings, and I was like, 2.5 what? Bro, like the numbers were just so astronomical in my head. 'Cause I was like, bro, 2.5 million in US is just like. That's a whole different set of stuff, but
yeah, that's amazing.
Beautiful place, beautiful people, great time, learned a lot, and yeah, Zanzibar. As they say, Karibu Sana, welcome.
Oh shit!
Yo,
you did not warn me he was gonna come in here and bring in the Swahili.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, better watch out.
Damn. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, man, I was also unstateside. I had some family stuff to take care of, so I was in Jamaica for about a week. It's actually only my second time there, but bro, every time I go there, I just feel like, oh, this is like home. Like I'm visiting right where I live right now in LA. I'm visiting. Like going to Jamaica feels like home for sure. And it's crazy because like, you know how like you know me, like everybody that knows me knows I'm super like I need all my technology with me. Like I need to be like connected at all times. But when I was out there, bro, it's like whatever. It was like, oh, if I don't see that text till tomorrow, if I don't answer that email till tomorrow, like it's fine because that stuff doesn't actually matter. Like somebody will get to somebody. Like I'll get to that person when the time needs to be done. It's not that urgent. If it was urgent, then that person would need to call me or something. You know, if it was something business related. It just made me like first of all reconnect with so much of my family I haven't seen in forever. The island was beautiful. I got to go up into the countryside, which is always my favorite part of going to Jamaica because that's literally where there's like just straight up nothing but very humble people and very welcoming people. You know, they're a happy people. They're not rich by any means necessary. Like they're not rich by any means at all, but they are super giving, even though they don't have much. And that to me was like, man, you know, compared to them, like I have a lot, you know, just by circumstance of being born in America, I have a lot. And by how my parents raised me and where I was able to get myself as well. And I'm not that giving. Why am I not that giving? It made me like look in the mirror and be like, bro, you want to, or at least you say you want to. So like, just do it, you know, because you definitely have the means to do it. So yeah, I came back with that perspective and just a perspective of like appreciating humans more, like just like the average human being more like humanistic or whatever the word is, where it's just like, I don't know you, bro, but you are a human like I am. And for that reason, I respect you. I don't have a need to disrespect you. And if everybody thought like that, I know it's super unrealistic, but I feel like it would help. It would help for us to not be so divided politically and stuff. You know, just respect.
Absolutely.
Respect each other.
Absolutely.
So that was that. I came back a little bit darker too, a little bit. You can't really see from this little color profile on these cameras. A little bit darker. So respect me. Don't call me light skin no more.
Hey, you definitely come back. Go to Jamaica, go to motherland. You come back a little extra dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, sir. I was swimming, bro. I was in the water. I never go in the ocean.
Oh shit, water Ozzy. Oh shit.
Yeah, water Ozzy, bro. I was shallow water Ozzy.
Yeah.
I was staying at a what do you call it? Resort. So they had it like fenced off where it like got deep. So I wasn't even able to go to the deep end. One thing I didn't get to do though that I want to do next time is I want to do like kayaking. They had like kayaks and shit. Like,
shit.
Yeah, they had the kayaks you could go in the ocean, and then if you went up to like the countryside, they had kayaks where you can go in the river, which is that's dangerous shit. So I was like,
wait, can you swim?
Can I swim?
Yeah.
So when you say can you swim, are you referring to in a controlled environment like a pool? Or
that's a good question.
So if you throw me in the middle of the ocean, my biggest fear is not going to be me drowning. I could wade for a little bit, right? Until I get tired and kick my legs and shit. I could wade. Can I survive the thoughts of a massive whale or a shark or an octopus or the Kraken?
Octopus?
Coming to eat thy ass. I can't survive that shit, so don't drop me in the middle of the ocean and expect me to swim, because I'm just going to have a panic attack. Now, in a pool, yes, I could swim a little bit, but don't ask me to do an Olympic fucking length thing back and forth. I can't do that. I can survive.
Phelps. Gotcha.
I'm not Ozzy Phelps, no. I'm Ozzy McIntosh. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm a good survivor, but I'm not a great swimmer, if that answers your question.
I think that's a bar.
Yeah. Can you swim?
I have no swimming abilities at all. So you throw me in the pool.
They didn't download that. They didn't download that to your software.
Not yet. I got to get the update for that. I got to get the update. The next merge, I'm gonna get that.
This guy. Hey man, dude. Speaking of, there's been a lot of stuff happening in Web3. First of all, we gotta reintroduce ourselves since it's been so long.
Yes, we do.
Who are you?
I am Dom Jackson of founder of Day by Day Media.
Yes, sir.
And great guy.
An all around great guy. My name is Ozzy McIntosh, co-host of Two Somethings in the Pods. I'm also a great guy. Sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Two Somethings in the Pod. Your favorite boys on the blockchain talking about making the blockchain fun for everyone. I don't know.
That's a good one. I like it, bro. Freestyled it. It came out like how it should have. What we're doing is trying to make the blockchain more consumable, more fun for everybody to understand, because both Dom and I and a few of our internet friends believe in this technology as the next base layer of what we know to be the internet. So Web3, we in here.
We in here.
We in here. Speaking of Web3, we have some Web3 tweets. All right. Our first Web3 tweets. What is that? What is that? Web3 tweets are tweets that are coming off of Twitter, of course, based about. God damn, I can't even talk right now. Web3 tweets are tweets about the blockchain, Web3, and anything related to that technology. So our first. Well, let me put my specs on so I don't.
Glasses Ozzy.
Here he comes. All right. This one comes from Shadab Idrishi. Wow, I hope I didn't fuck that name up. He said one of the biggest misconceptions about blockchain technology is that it's all about Bitcoin. Sure, Bitcoin is an important part of the picture, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. How do you feel about that one?
That is so true. I feel like Bitcoin is the most mainstream thing out of anything crypto and blockchain, period.
Yes.
But the deeper you go down the wormhole, like if you say cryptocurrency, they're going to assume Bitcoin. But the deeper you go down the wormhole, you learn about Ethereum, Solana. And the deeper you go down there, you learn about NFTs. You learn about blockchain as a whole, smart contracts, all those things. So thinking about my process of how I went through it over the past 2 years or so, I can see why they would think Bitcoin is. That tweet is very valid in my opinion.
Yeah, Bitcoin was the first.
They're wrong as fuck, though.
Exactly. Well, no, the tweet is correct. They're saying that
the tweet is correct. Yes.
Yes. But anybody that thinks that Web3 and blockchain is only about Bitcoin and only about basically like a currency transaction, crypto, just about crypto. It's the smallest part of it. And actually, when I first got into this space, I don't know if I ever told this story. Did I ever tell you my Bitcoin story?
No.
Dude, I was working valet with a character. You met him before. Working valet with the character. And this character was a little shady. So pretty much anything that came out of his mouth, I was like, all right, whatever. And he was doing some stuff he shouldn't be doing. But he told me that he was doing that stuff and transacting using Bitcoin. And I was like, what is a Bitcoin? And he tried to explain to me, and I was like, bro, I don't know nothing about that. Keep that shit over there. At that time, I think Bitcoin was at like $150 to $250 sometime in 2013.
Shady people usually are the originator of a lot of things, though. At the same time,
They are, bro. Because they just be out there.
They're
They just be out there in the shade.
They do.
They be in it, bro. Yeah. So he was like, bro, just buy one or buy. I don't know if they did fractional Bitcoin. I don't know. But anyways, he was like, buy one, because at the time it was like $150. It's like, nah, man, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna buy this new pair of Jordans and new LeBrons. Fuck that shit. I ain't had nothing to do with that. That shit sounds shady as hell. I'm gonna lose my bread. Oof. I'm feeling it now, bro.
$100 Bitcoin.
It was between $150 to $300. The numbers keep going up. It was between $150 to $300. 2013. So you can go back. It was August 2013. I'm sure we could find the exact price that it was in that time frame. But yeah, so that one hurt. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Bitcoin was the first, and it was the first major cryptocurrency. And it's been adopted probably the widest as a cryptocurrency for different stuff. Countries are adopting it, stuff like that. But it's definitely only a small piece. It's like back in the days of the internet, when basically everybody only used like AOL. Like AOL wasn't the internet. It was just like a platform that was part of it. You know what I mean? So AOL proved that the internet was useful by adding stuff into their product line of like emails and news and stuff like that. The same way Bitcoin and now Ethereum, I would say, are probably the two biggest ones, prove that now you don't have to just have just a cryptocurrency exchange be the thing of blockchain. You could add smart contracts onto it, which allow people to digitize basically everything, you know? So, dude, I mean, shit, man, we're here. It's crazy. Every time I talk about it, I'm just like, how is this even a thing, and how are we living through this?
Bitcoin is like Bitcoin is the MySpace of social media.
Yes.
For crypto.
Yes.
Did I say it the right way?
Yeah, because that's actually better, because, you know, we talk about Web 3, so technically social media age was Web 2, right? Ish, I think. Yeah. Or at least like Web 2.5. And MySpace was like the first social media network to prove that it's like doable on a big scale. And then Facebook came through to fuck everybody's bitches.
Yes, definitely fit. Mark came through and was like, bam.
This is a crazy pod. Oh, man.
This is a crazy pod. I expect that to come out of my mouth. Holy shit.
Our next tweet comes from the legend in Web 1, 2, and 3, young Kevin Rose. He said, good morning. Today we're announcing that Moonbirds and Oddities _XYZ are moving to the CCO public license. We believe this move honors and respects the values of the internet and Web3 and starts a new important phase of the project. I want to continue because it's actually a thread. I'm going to read two more tweets off of this one. Let me put my other specs on. It says, I've been building consumer products since 2004, so a little bit of credibility, right? With the launch of Dig, the first social news website. Shortly after that launch, we saw many projects that iterated on the idea, taking what we had invented and pushing things in new directions. Now, I'm not going to read the whole entire thread, but and I'm not even going to get into necessarily what he's talking about in the actual tweet, like what the technology stuff, but the idea of somebody as big as him being a person that was always willing to try new stuff, but also being a person that was willing to be the guy and look in the space and be like, oh, they're doing that better than we are, or doing that better than me. Let me take a piece of that because I think it will fit in what we're doing. And that's what he did, you know. And I think Kevin Rose is going to be a big one. Like Gary is going to be a big one in Web3 because they know they've done it before and they're willing to keep pushing. They're not what's the word? Content with with, just things staying the way they are. They're always looking to push, which I think is beautiful.
They definitely keep pushing the envelope. And I wanted to, because I don't think we talked about it on Wax, what happened with Moonbirds as a whole.
Oh, please.
Moving to that next CC protocol.
Yeah, you might actually know more about me than I do.
When he initially said it, it was before we left, but
yes,
that was a big deal for NFTs as a whole, and a lot of things on the blockchain, because basically what that did, the CCO, the CC00, it basically made it so that anybody could use the IP for Moonbirds to create things. And get like financial benefits from it.
So kind of like Bored Ape.
Yes. So what Bored Ape does, if you own a Bored Ape, you can use Bored Ape. You can license Bored Ape and use the IP of your actual ape to make money for your own businesses. So Bored and Hungry, the owners of Bored and Hungry, or people that own those apes, are using that Bored Ape ability and that licensing to use Bored Ape, the brand of Bored Ape, to make people go to their restaurant and make money off it. With VFriend, you can't do that. So VFriend is another popular project. You can't make money off your VFriend. You can make stuff with it, but you can't make money off it. So you can't use the IP. With Moonbirds, anybody can use it. So if we wanted to make like a Moonbirds thing, we have that ability now. That CC0 made that effect like allowed.
Oh, Creative Commons. I was trying to. Got it. Okay, understood. Got it. So it's basically like open sourcing, basically the IP of.
Yes,
that's beautiful.
Open source the IP. The IP is now open source, more or less. So if you wanted to make a Moonbirds pizza party restaurant, you more or less could, because of the CC0.
That's crazy.
That's what I know from like that's what I got from reading when it first came out. Since then, like the price of Moonbirds has still been up, but like if I was a Moonbirds holder, I still don't know. Like I still don't know how they're gonna navigate that water. I haven't seen anybody do anything big with Moonbirds IP yet. But
yeah, I feel like
as it grows, like who's gonna stop the wall? You know what I mean? It's just
exactly
a lot of freedom, super decentralized. So the definition of Web3.
Yeah.
But fuck that shit. As far as my reality.
That's actually something I want to talk to you about. Well, when we get into talking about the merge, which is coming up. Already happened, but in our pod coming up as a topic, the idea of not everything in Web3 needs to be super decentralized, and there actually probably should be some regulation / centralization for certain things, so that we can avoid having these major meltdowns from companies like Tornado Cash and the crypto venture capital firm that went down. All these companies, Celsius, Voyager, like people not being able to access thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars because a company decided to mismanage their funds. It can't happen. And the only way that is going to not happen is if there's some type of regulation, and if people get punished and get made examples of that are bad actors, right? And it's unfortunate, but it has to happen.
It does.
It's a new technology, right? And because it's so new, even regulators on the fly are having to really dig deep into it fast and then act fast, and that's hard to do. You got to think about all these laws that take forever to be made. But now there's this thing. It's like a wildfire, and if you don't put it out, it's gonna keep spreading. Because like there's nothing stopping it from spreading. It's so decentralized, and that's what, when it came out, bro, that was like the biggest thing about it, was like, oh, nobody can control it. I still think that there shouldn't be one person or one body that should control it, but there needs to be control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There has to be some type of guidelines where it's like, this is okay, this is not okay. If you do this, you go to jail or under the jail. And if you don't, then be merry and be happy,
There definitely needs to be some kind of code. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. Quick thing that's on topic but off topic at the same time.
Yes.
There's being out there in Africa and being so far away from so many things. Mm-hmm. I thought about being in Africa and being so far from home, but having so many things be similar. I really saw the value of like meeting a virtual assistant in real life, someone's VA in real life, and someone that gets paid from someone that, like, you know, through someone else that lives in the States, and meeting in real life and just seeing how global the economy is, like,
Global
really
economy.
showed me the value of, like, decentralization and how Web3 really has so much practicality in the future, because, you know, right now it's dollars to shillings, how their transaction was, but they're still getting paid more or less through digital currency, because, you know, everything's getting transferred to, whether it's in Ethereum or Bitcoin, whatever it ends up being in the future. You know, they're still on their transactional work relationship through digital currency. So that was really cool to see, and kind of be able just to have that mindset shift out there too. Another thing
Wait,
that
so
I
you're
saw
saying
that was
out
super,
there they're conducting like crypto transactions?
No. So it wasn't a crypto transaction, but the fact that they're still getting paid, like they're still getting paid virtually. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like the whole VA relationship is still like a digital. It's still a digital currency relationship, because they're not getting paid.
They're getting paid in
cash.
digits.
So they're getting paid in digits. It's just still USD and whatever that other currency is.
Got it.
But what a crypto will do is just minimize that whole thing, so the whole global economy can grow at the same time. So
make it
was
fast.
another thing that kind of clicked as being out there on that other side of the world.
Yeah, man. People be able to get paid faster. That's probably the biggest thing that anybody in the Web3 space will tell you about the cryptocurrency side of Web3, which is, again, such like I'm not gonna say a small part, but it's such like just a section of the bigger pie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I mean, people being able to like conduct, not just like globally, because I think globally is probably the biggest thing, but like within each other, within villages and stuff, and have those transactions be fast so that they can act fast, you know, do what they need to do for their families fast, and hopefully be able to like bring up their communities fast, like here in Tanzania and Jamaica, everywhere, bro. And then nobody will be able to have a say per se in, you know, their money, because that's the thing. Like financial independence is like one of the biggest thing. It leads to like food independence, and that leads to people being able to like nurture their bodies, do what they need to do, be athletic, go to school, learn, and all that. So it all starts, I think, with financial independence and food independence.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Definitely.
All right. I mean, I think we can go into, which we haven't done in a while, ask the somethings.
Ask the somethings.
You're doing so much better. What do you have our question up, or do you want me to?
You can read it. Let's see.
All right.
Let me.
Got you. All right. So our question comes from. It's actually a YouTube comment. The person's name is Traction Control Delete. That's a good one. They said, "Great stuff. Very informative. Can you guys talk about how NFTs could be used as replacements for everyday things? Things like car registration, titles, deeds, passports, etc. Subscribe, keep it going." First of all, thank you for subscribing. That's major. And
Very much appreciated.
Yes, big time, for real. And thank you for commenting. We hope that you stay tuned to our content as we kick this shit back up. All right. Do you have any ideas? So he's talking about having NFTs, or we could say, I think NFTs is probably, it's been said so much, so it's probably the easiest thing to be consumed. But how can we get things like car registration, titles, deeds, passports onto the blockchain? Or how could you see, maybe not how can we, because that might be like more of a technical thing, but how can you see it being used? Because it's probably going to be like a phone thing. How can we see things like all those things where you have to go to the DMV, wait in the line, deal with them DMV motherfuckers that be, yo, I don't want to be here, bro. In their head, you know, you can see it. You can see it. It's like they're sitting there and they're mad, and they have a person in their head that's also sitting there mad.
Yeah.
Like, why am I here?
All right, Beth. Like, I just want to get my registration and leave.
Yeah. So, do you think there'd be a way where it could be like, you're back?
I'm back.
All right.
Oh, did we say we back? We black?
Oh my gosh! Jesus Christ! It might be funny to just put it here, actually. Or I can clip it up. Whatever.
No, we can put it here.
How did we forget to say we back?
We black.
Damn, bro. That's like our thing. That's like our tagline forever. I just totally forgot.
That's literally putting on our shirts.
I guess, we need to get shirts for sure. I guess because we haven't been back We've been black.
Yeah.
We haven't been back.
We definitely been black. We might be blacker. We have not been back, though.
Feels good to be back. All right. So back to the question. What I don't know. I don't know how to. I know how to answer it in like a very general sense. I just don't know.
So I'm gonna go on the ledge.
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Well, I think the first thing to say is that I think this is definitely something that's going to come over the next couple of years. 100% makes sense. Things become more environmentally friendly.
Yes.
Everything being digital already. How much time we spend digitally now? Like even the amount of digital business that we do now, just between COVID as a whole, doing Zoom meetings. Like I'm part of a web team right now. Just the amount of time you're talking, buying, selling, everything's done transactionally in the digital space just makes more sense that digital documents are being done. DocuSign's a real thing already. So
Yes.
as the blockchain gets better, more adopted more mainstreamly, the fact that it's a public ledger is already going to be huge enough. So, if wallet XXDZ and wallet AAR we know who they are, but they don't know who they are. And then that transaction is done. You can already see, boom, that card just got transferred right there. It's
So you're talking about like
that dealership.
Exactly. So if somebody either buying a car peer to peer or buying a car from a dealership, having it be public knowledge, I don't know if that necessarily needs to be a thing.
Maybe
but
not exactly the car, but like this the transaction. You can see. Like, if it's just code, the code you can see, and then whoever is privy to the information of that code can see that code is true.
Yeah, similar to like if I were to transfer you. Well, I guess if I transfer you a certain amount of ETH, you could see that it's a certain amount of ETH, but you don't know that. You don't know who it is.
Yes.
Now there could be a separate layer, which I think they're trying to do with like certificates and degrees, where it's like a blockchain that. So like right now, if I were to try to get a job, and I didn't graduate from college. If I said that I went to Notre Dame and I put it on my application, I don't know if there's really unless they I could just say that and put it there and say that I went to Notre Dame for, I don't know why I picked Notre Dame. It's super random. Notre Dame for biomechanics or some shit. I don't know. And and they wouldn't really know for sure if I went there or not unless they called the dean or called whoever the administration officer or whoever the fuck.
I don't know what I mean? About that.
Yes.
That's some brilliant shit.
Exactly. So there's technology, and if there isn't, it should be a thing. There's technology that's being developed where the certificates, not just those, but like, different certificates. Like I'm getting a certificate for web programming right now. If I wanted to have that be proven, I could add it to my LinkedIn account or whatever. But like, again, like who really knows if I did or didn't? When it's on the blockchain, it's like going to be it's just a computer transaction where it shows, oh shit, this person that owns this address does own that certificate, and it's validated. So I think there's a service for that right now that's either being developed or it's already a thing. So that's a good example of like having a piece of paper that's traditional, where it's like, oh, you have a bachelor's degree, send a PDF. Jesus Christ, gotta go find a fucking bachelor's degree in my mom's attic that lives 30,000 miles across the country, or I have to ask her to send it. Nah, she doesn't know how to send it. She doesn't know how to work. You know what I mean? Like having it just be there, digital, is banging. In California, not so much a perfect example of this, but in California, they're accepting driver's licenses that are added to your Apple Wallet, right? So that's a step in the right direction. Where it's just like, where it's like, oh shit, like you don't need to like whip out your card out of your wallet, because sometimes that can be dangerous depending on the situation that you're in. So you just have your phone. Your phone's going to be there. It's not going to be in your pocket. Like everybody knows when you drive. Well, sometimes I drive with my phone in my pocket, but for the most part, it's out because I'm either listening to music or it's connected for GPS or whatever. Yep. Lift up the phone, double click, show your face. There goes my ID, sir, and it's verified. Then I got to worry about fake licenses. Then I got to worry about any of that stuff. And then that's going to be transitioned into clubs. You go into a club and got to whip out your ID, fucking lose it, some shit. Somebody steals your shit. Yeah. I've lost my shit plenty of times. So yeah, man, I think it's going to be, as far as answering the question, I think it's going to be interfaced with your phone / maybe your tablet. But I think it's going to be a phone thing, right? The whatever the interface is going to be able to hold all of those things. The title, the registration, your ID. And if it's not on an app, like one single app, it's going to be a bunch of apps that do that service where they're connected to the blockchain so that it can be verified and there's no like confusion about is this real or not. It's like, no, like the blockchain decided it's real. That means it's actually real because of how the technology works, you know?
Yeah. Yes, that's good. That's a great question. That's a great question. And we'll see how it more ends up playing out. But I think that was the best way to describe, the most meta way to describe how everything's going to end up coming through. No pun intended.
For time's sake, let's get into the big fucking news.
The merge.
I don't even like to use the word news because I feel like it's going to be a thing for a good amount of time. It's going to be a topic for a pretty long time because
yeah, it is.
It's the biggest
history.
Yeah, man. It's like the comparison they use is that like if you were to try to change an engine out of a car while it was running from
yes
from
exactly,
like
that's the video I saw too.
Yeah, from a mechanical engine the way it is now to like an electrical engine while it was running, and so this is what I like.
Yeah, we got to explain what it is. I guess.
Yes,
So,
yes. Let's explain what it is first. Thank you. All right, so the merge is a code name / just a name for the Ethereum Foundation moving from proof of work to proof of stake. What is proof of work and what is proof of stake? So when you are on the blockchain or transacting on the blockchain, a bunch of stuff happens. And for those bunch of stuff to happen, for that transaction to go through, computers across the world are processing basically like algorithms, difficult mathematical things and they have to all agree that this thing happened, that this transaction is correct, this calculation is correct. And because of the amount of processing power that takes, it takes up a lot of energy. Right? And the people that benefit from this are the miners, the people that have mining rigs and people that have big ass like mining warehouses. They've been depending on this for a long time, and it's been keeping the original Ethereum blockchain running perfectly fine per se. One of the major concerns is about cryptocurrency period is that it takes so much energy. And because of, why is that a negative thing to anybody really? Well, anybody that cares about like climate change or environment period should be concerned about the effect that cryptocurrency has on the environment because it takes so much energy.
Because they're basically leaving a computer on for several hours to keep running the algorithm to find out what the code is, to help unlock the code, to get the right code so everything is in sync computer-wise. So they're leaving the computer on for extended periods of time running.
Yes, they don't turn off.
Very high electric bills too.
Yes, definitely. I don't know what their margins are, but I can imagine that it takes a lot of computers for their margins to even make sense. And another thing is that for the longest amount of time, especially when COVID happened, a lot of people got into this whole like home cryptocurrency mining thing. So they were buying up the GPU cards. Now in a computer, a GPU card is the card that processes all your graphic. But it also is very good because it's good at playing your video games and high frame rate stuff. It's very good at processing stuff in a fast amount of time. Because of the fact that GPUs were like the main product in a mining rig for cryptocurrency, there was a big GPU shortage. Now that this switch has happened, like instantly, the switch has happened from proof of work to proof of stake. Those GPUs are no longer needed to compute these massive amounts of calculations, right? So now proof of stake is proof of work. Did I explain proof of work well?
Yes.
Proof of work is calculations. Okay. Proof of stake is about validation. Now, but at least the way I have seen it being described is that people had to actually stake their actual ETH, like large amounts of ETH. It's based off of more validations of those wallets that have staked ETH. So the percentage decrease of energy consumption is almost 100%. It went from mad energy consumption, and now the reduction is 99% of the energy that was being processed, was being used.
Damn.
Yes. So like it's like 1% basically now, which is crazy.
Damn. That is crazy.
And they compared that to like, I think they said it was either Portugal or one of those smaller countries, all turning off their power, like turning it off, like shutting it off. So that was added. That was before Ethereum. That wasn't there. That was added. Now imagine that they took that back. They took that out again. So now it's like, okay, this makes more sense for a lot of reasons. Why is this important? the major effect now is the environmental stuff. What they are expecting to happen in the future with this proof of stake move is for transactions to happen faster and hopefully for gas fees to come down. Now there's some discrepancy as to whether or not that could be a real thing, but we'll see. We'll see. Enough is the environmental impact. Transaction speed is going to be also very important. Now, why is this important to the regular consumer? Is that regular consumers could be able to transact with each other quicker, obviously. Why is it important to institutional investors? It allows for them to be able to have less of a margin when it comes to a lot of stuff, because time is money, right? So if it takes a lot of time for a bunch of transactions to happen that they want to do, or if they want to be able to, have their clients, their institutional clients invest, like how Coinbase now has BlackRock, all that stuff is overhead if it takes more time to do, right? So it's reducing institutional investors' overhead. It's reducing the overhead of anybody pretty much involved in the space, except for the miners. And that's something I want to talk about. Do you feel bad for the miners that were basically holding up the whole Ethereum blockchain? That's because without them, transactions would not be able to be approved, and it would just be like, it would be nothing. Let's be real.
I think with everything happening, any big shift of culture and time and mechanics with technology as a whole, big shifts. Every time there's a big shift, there's only so many people, and there's only so many people that can be doing things. So there's always going to be someone, like a smaller party, that's going to end up being kind of lost in the new system.
Shafted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Is
So,
that a bad word? I apologize.
No, I needed that. But so a lot of them. So I don't feel sorry for them at all, just because it's the nature of how technology goes.
Facts.
So if you got into the place where, like, if you were smart enough to get into the spot where you became a miner or a successful miner, you have to figure out how to get into the next spot and just be as successful in that too. That's the nature of things as a whole. Like, you're gonna have to adapt to the new shit no matter what. Whether you were doing printing coins, you were a coin business, or you were a dollar business. You know what I mean? Like, you had to just adjust to whatever's happening. So I don't feel bad for anybody that has to fucking get a new job because their job doesn't exist anymore. You gotta evolve, bro. Like, this shit's changing every week.
Yes. So that's the thing. So I think there is still like I want to say that people try, like, because it's open source and nobody really can control it. I think they did a hard fork. They basically copy and pasted the code of like Ethereum. I think there's still people that are doing mining, but I don't think that it's as lucrative because people aren't doing transactions on it. Like the main transaction platform. So it's strange, man. So it's going to be like, they said the execution layer is still going to be like, they're still going to call it ETH1. And then ETH2 is not really, they started talking about that before, but they're saying like the POS layer is now like the layer that allows stuff to like be smooth, right? The validation layer. So the execution layer, then there's a validation layer. Validation layer is now the proof of stake layer. Proof of stake, like, it's basically like they took like Legos type thing. Like the first Lego was shit, I lost my train of thought. It's okay. Anyways, I also don't feel bad for the miners. Now if I had started a mining company, like a cryptocurrency mining company, and it depended on proof of work blockchains, I would have always been prepared for or expected that one day either something bad's going to happen to this blockchain and I'm going to lose all my bread, or one day they're going to decide that this probably is taking up too much energy and it's not efficient. Like, fuck the energy shit. I'm sorry. Like, that's important, but it's not efficient, which means that it's not making people the type of money that it could be making. I think the best part of all of this is the idea that it was the people that developed this next layer that we're talking about, this layer that exists today as of, I think it was the 15th, was open source. It was like a bunch of fucking dudes and a couple young ladies that decided this could be better. Like, let's just do it. It was no like politics behind it. It was just like, let's just fucking do it. This is going to change the world. And I think you and I could agree that it's probably one of the biggest things to happen in technology, period, let alone, I mean, blockchain, definitely the biggest thing in blockchain. It's not even close. But definitely one of the biggest things to happen in technology globally. Wild.
Yes. To go back to what you were saying, I know to piggyback what you were saying before, I really like cause you said the metaphor they were talking about with the merge as a whole, shifting a car while it's driving from a gas engine to electric engine. Mm-hmm. That was something that really helped me kind of understand what was going on too, which is really cool. So, and how much more efficient an electric engine would be as far as environmentally wise and speed wise and stuff. So having that concept at first, kind of having that taught me a lot about how the merger was going to be, mm-hmm. And then thinking about how all the things, like where Web3 is still so new. And
yes.
Has such an open source nature for a lot of it that everyone in it is kind of just like a wholesome group of people trying to get to like, let's get to that next spot to get it more mainstream, you know? Because everything kind of go like where social media is now is very much in a place where like, social media had that point where it was like, oh man, like Web 2 is like, it's good, blah, blah, blah. But now it's in that spot where it's like, oh my God, it's nasty, like it's evil. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about social media now, it's kind of like, people are like, it's like a little like that comes with it now. But Web3 is still in that pure, like innocent stage where people are literally working together, the open source code things, and that's going to change the world. So it's really cool to see this spot at this time because, you know, everything being about the whole decentralization and kind of more mass adoption only happens if the people that are like the leaders or that are leading trying to get it done and the people who actually are about it are working together to kind of push it to that next step too.
Yeah,
so like
for
said, any miner that was like trying to get to that next level should saw this shit coming. Like if you were smart enough to realize that there'd be a miner for Ethereum, you'll actually realize that shit's going to go away sometime too, homie.
You're an intelligent person to be able to put together a rig or put together a whole like business database center, basically like a warehouse full of just mining rigs. I think you understood what the fuck was going down. Now, Bitcoin, we should mention that Bitcoin still works off of proof of work, and it forever will be. I'm pretty sure. So a lot of these centers are Bitcoin mining centers. That's how they refer to themselves as. And Ethereum was kind of like a secondary thing, but then when NFTs came about, there was a lot more, and COVID, it was just like a big mix of stuff. NFTs became a big thing during COVID, which is wild, but it makes sense. People were home. So you can imagine the amount of transactions that were happening. If there's more transactions, that means that there's more calculations that need to be done, which means that there's more money being rewarded to these miners, right? That kind of died off, right? And then the prices of cryptocurrencies kind of died off. And then now it's like they shut the lights off on these motherfuckers. It's like, yo, it's not like we didn't tell you it was going to happen, but it was like an instant thing in one day. Like they knew about it, but when the switch happened, when that difficulty level was reached on the chain, and they decided, okay, this is what means now we're in proof of stake. Those guys over there, they gotta pivot, right? And I think they will. I think a lot of people will. The complaining to me doesn't make sense at all. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all, and I want to. I want to be like empathetic to people in the space that have a belief that. Oh, something we didn't talk about as well is that there's also a fear that now that it's proof of stake, is that it might become more of a centralized blockchain.
Yep.
And again, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. There's the purist, you know, the decentralized purist. It's like people that love like hip hop, and they'll tell you that like, you know, like Talib Kweli or like Killer Mike is like the best rapper ever, and I think they're amazing rappers. But they won't listen to anything else because they're like, no, this is rap. Like that shit over there isn't rap. Like this is rap. And I think there's a lot of that going on in blockchain Web3 world. Like what's that about?
Backpacking, yeah.
A lot of backpack blockchainers.
Backpack blockchainers.
The backpack blockchainers be out here on Twitter, bro, complaining all the time.
Shit.
Anyways, as they complain and do what they got to do, the world is going to continue moving. We just entered the next phase of the new internet, and I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
It's here, man. We fucking here.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to tell the world?
Nah, just live, laugh, and love, like how they put on the the white girls.
Don't put on the basic girl shit. Basic Becky. I mean, it's about to be fall, so I'm not gonna lie.
Who?
I got my basic
Who'd you say?
edit, my basic edit. Said the basic girl shit. It's about
No,
to
you
be
said-
fall. I'm about
you
to get
said-
the basic.
You said basic Becky.
on. My basic Becky on. Got my pumpkin spice. You know how we get down.
Basic. Yeah, pumpkin spice is by far the most basic shit. I've never had it. Is it good?
Oh, it's fire. I get it every year. I can't wait. I'll be drinking coffee like that until basic Becky season comes around. I'm like, yo, I'm with it. I'm with it. Give me the fall leaves and everything. I don't give a fuck.
No, but for real, my usual message is to always try new shit, and don't be afraid to fuck up. That's it. That's all I got for you guys.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
How about you?
Well, now we
Anything?
back in black, baby.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can follow me at Dom Jackson 747. You can follow me at Day by Day Media, and yeah.
You can follow me at OAMJR, and you can follow the two of us at Two Somethings in a Pod. On Instagram and pretty much everywhere except for Twitter, where you can follow us at
Two somethings.
no nigga. Two
Wait,
underscore.
two underscore somethings. Oh shit, my bad. Two underscore somethings. See,
Two
it's been a minute.
It has been a minute, yes. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you actually do like it. We don't want like a fake love over here. If you actually
real
fuck with
love.
it and you got something from it, subscribe.
Yes.
Don't
Send it to your friends.
Send it to your friends. Also, don't be afraid to message me or Dom. We're only assholes half of the time.
DMs open as fuck.
DMs are open for sure. Please, if you have any
Talk
questions.
to you soon.
Adios.
Take care.